The hidden transformation of aging narcissists. Greetings and salutations. Today's topic is a fascinating one: aging narcissists. Do they accept the inevitability of time marching on and continue to evolve, be it for better or worse? But that's not all. Let's not forget the impact of their aging on the people around them. What happens to their loved ones? Now, I know there will always be exceptions to the rule, leaving these queries somewhat open-ended. So let's hone in on the typical problems that arise when narcissists age and explore potential solutions. Selfishness and argumentation are human qualities, but when taken to the extreme, one can become overly sensitive, defensive when criticized, and emotionally disconnected, often leading to manipulative tendencies. Add to that the proclivity towards authoritarianism to attain and wield power over others, and it's possible that narcissistic people may have neglected strong bonds with friends and loved ones during their younger years. In the worst-case scenario, those loved ones may have departed for their own safety, leaving narcissists feeling lonely and isolated. Unfortunately, this may contribute to severe depression for the aging narcissist. To regain their control over their situation, they may enlist former friends or reconnect with past lovers by emphasizing their winsome qualities, monetary success, or charisma, among other positive attributes. Are you in your mid-30s and feeling stuck? Well, here's something that might interest you. Many narcissists experience denial during this phase. Narcissists usually think they are better looking than they actually are. But even as they age, they struggle to come to terms with it. Some may even go as far as trying to turn back time, spending loads of money on designer clothing, hair color, and anti-aging creams, or seeking younger companions. And it's not just about appearance when it comes to narcissistic parents. Narcissistic mothers often try to resemble their daughters, and a compliment like "you two look like sisters" can give them a boost of self-confidence. Some narcissistic fathers act like royalty, even towards their own children, viewing everyone as potential competitors. They'll boast about their superior performance at their age and deprive their children of attention, often criticizing, discouraging, or sabotaging their successes. However, suppose the narcissistic parent is struggling to communicate with their adult children, and one of their children has established healthy boundaries in their relationship with a partner. In that case, the narcissist may try to gain access to their grandchildren through gifts and attention against their parents' wishes. They may even give the child their cell phone, using their disapproval of the grandparents to undermine the parents' authority. So if you're struggling with a narcissist in your life, know that you're not alone. Recognizing their behavior and establishing firm boundaries is essential to avoid getting sucked into their manipulations. If a narcissistic parent feels responsible for their children's failed marriages, they would trash-talk their former spouses and try to isolate their grandchildren from them. On the other hand, some parents may choose to financially support their ex-spouses over their own children, which can be tricky for all involved. As narcissists age, they find it harder to maintain their sense of self and attractiveness, leading them to reflect back on their past achievements to feed their ego. They may even try to win people over by boasting about the good old days and how the current generation is weaker and not as successful as their predecessors. But not all narcissists take this approach. Some become incredibly immature, throwing tantrums when things don't go their way and becoming hostile and bitter over time. They blame others for their setbacks and hold grudges against those they believe have wronged them, ultimately becoming more bitter and angry as they reflect on their failed relationships and plans. It's vital to be aware of these patterns when dealing with a narcissist and to establish firm boundaries to avoid getting caught up in their manipulations. Remember, you don't have to tolerate their toxic behavior, and you have the power to protect yourself from their damaging actions. Have you ever had a grudge against someone that lasted years and still felt as painful as the day it happened? Well, that's how narcissists can feel when someone hurts them. They may try to overlook their own nasty behavior and instead see themselves as the victim, avoiding responsibility for their actions. Even if they regret lashing out, their need for revenge can still push away the few people they care about. Control and manipulation can happen to anyone, and for various reasons, but narcissists tend to use guilt and humiliation to manipulate others. They may resent the loss of influence and authority as newer generations rise to prominence, but they may still need help in their old age. However, their behavior may make it difficult to find allies or alternatives. As elder narcissists become less mobile and more reliant on others, they may display self-destructive behavior and have a hard time depending on help. Yet, surprisingly, activities they enjoy can help them recover from medical issues. While there may still be some arrogance, the many people they have alienated over the years may have diminished their confidence. It's important to recognize these patterns when dealing with a narcissist, establish boundaries, and not get caught up in their manipulations. Ultimately, you have the power to protect yourself from their toxic behavior. It's important to realize that narcissistic breakdowns can happen at any time. When their falsehoods and lies are finally exposed, they can feel worthless, with no one to turn to for support. This can lead to desperation and even more erratic behavior. As for how aging narcissists affect their loved ones, it's normal to feel awkward or confused when they start to deteriorate with age. While some may hold grudges against their abusers, others may feel driven to reach out to them, especially if they hear they are ill. This could be an opportunity for the narcissist to finally apologize and provide resolution, something people have been longing for. Narcissists may be more likely to be honest with themselves and recognize their wrongdoing when there is no one else to lie to, no reason to lie, and nothing to gain. They might even feel regret for how they isolated themselves and gain humility. Overall, it's important to be aware of these patterns and establish boundaries when dealing with a narcissist. Don't get caught up in their manipulations and toxic behavior, and remember that you have the power to protect yourself. And if you found this video helpful, consider subscribing to my channel for more insights and recommendations.